Cool.
So this is Dean with the Two Party Podcast. I am here with Martin and I'm here with Hampus from Sweden, and their band is Amnesti, if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have Hampus and Martin kind of introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about how they got together as a band, where they're from in Sweden, just kind of give us a little bit of background, guys.
Cool. Well, my name is Martin. I'm the lead singer and producer of Amnesti. The band started back in 2017 with me and the drummer Nils. We started the band just try to write some songs together, like figure out our sound. And then we looked up, like we searched for people to join the band, and then Hampus came along as number 3 in the band, and we just went on from there. So as of today, we are 5 full-time members, and we just keep the rock on going.
Awesome. And so Hampus, me and you were just talking a little bit. Now somehow you became, because you're the bass player, you're not the third wheel, right?
No, more like a fourth
wheel, right? So sometimes a lot of people in the audience maybe didn't catch that, but a lot of people in bands, the bass player always, kind of they don't really get the credit they should, but you're not the third wheel, in a band. It's teamwork, man. It really is, and it really takes every member of the band to really become a group and make the sound right. So you guys, how long have you guys been together as a band?
2 years, something like that.
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
Excellent. And how long have you guys been playing? Have you guys been doing a lot of live shows, or are you is this going to be your first album coming out, or what's the scoop on all that?
We started out playing live shows like as soon as we met. Since me and Nils had started working on a few songs. So we started off as a live band, and then last year we recorded and released our first EP. It was an EP of 5 songs, and then we just kept on playing live. And everyone knows how this year has been. So we took the opportunity to go into the studio again.
Yeah,
I mean, record a full album.
I'm hearing that a lot from a lot of guest interviews we're doing. Obviously, this pandemic's been a nightmare for everybody dealing with this COVID thing. It's whether it's touched you personally or not. I know it's definitely affected the music industry. I know I grew up around music. I got a lot of friends and family in music, and I know personally for the music industry as a whole, it's kind of been a nightmare. But I think this pandemic, what it has done is it's given a lot of talented people, whether it's in music, comedy, different types of arts, it's given them an opportunity to kind of record, maybe do more virtual. But really for you guys, I guess it really maybe kind of was a good thing because you were able to get in the studio and actually get some work done.
Yeah, for sure. It sucks to be a live band and not be able to play shows. Me personally, I don't really think that I would enjoy playing an online show, since our music is built on energy and connecting with the audience. So for me personally, I don't think that I would enjoy playing an online gig as much as as a regular gig.
As somebody watching and listening to music, standing out on the backside of the front side of the stage, I don't know that I could. Concerts aren't that appealing to me if I'm not there. That's just how I've always been. I can listen to music on a CD. I can listen to music on my headphones. It's just not the same if you're to watch a concert online. And I'll watch concerts on TV. Every once in a while I'll just catch something that's on and I'll catch it on TV. But it's a little different than trying to watch a live band on the internet. It's not the same. I guess for you guys, like you said, it's the energy that you guys are performing. But it's also for us in the audience, I guess it's really I want to see my band. I want to feel that energy. And you just aren't going to get that online.
No, and it's hard for us to deliver as well, because the more the audience is engaging us, the better we are. And you can't really have that when you're looking into a camera. You can't get that.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I agree. So what is now there? You guys just play. You do live shows. Are you doing like? Is it local venues you do, or is there bigger like concert areas that you guys do?
We have been doing like both, mostly smaller venues, of course. We play both locally. We've been on last fall. We were on tour through Scandinavia. We played Malmö. We played Oslo in Norway, Stockholm. So we've been a little bit all over the place, you know.
Very cool. Very cool. So the new album that's coming out is Lolita and I. Is that correct? Or is that just a single?
That's just a single,
just
yeah.
a single. What's the new album name going to be?
Still
working on it?
No, we got the name, but we haven't announced it yet, you know?
Okay. It's going to be one of those like exclusive release then.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
that's cool. So I was checking out. I got it pulled up here. Lolita and I was listening to that before I got everything going on the online session here. But what was the inspiration for this song in general?
Lolita and I is a song that I wanted to bring out like this just pumping, energetic feeling. I had this idea where I wanted like a pumping melody, you know, something easy to follow, something catchy. So I put together an idea, and the band helped out a lot with the sound, you know. And then when we were recording it, we got this feel like, dude, what would it be like with some brass on it? I'm like, yeah,
I noticed there's a lot of different sounds going on in there, and I like it. It's cool.
Yeah. So we called up two friends while we were in the studio, and they came along, and we just quickly printed out some notes for them, and they just went with it, you know.
Nice.
They just went with it, and it came out awesome.
It is. It's a groovy little tune, man. It kind of has, to me, it personally has kind of like and for lack of a better term, I guess, it kind of almost has like an R&B popish feel, like a commercial pop type feel, but it also still has like remnants of like a punk feel. And I like that, because I like a lot of old school punk music and stuff. So it does. It's kind of its own genre. You almost created like your own little thing there, because it's kind of a pop, but kind of a punk. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, we kind of said that when we started the band, that of course, if you want to like make it in the music history, you need some kind of trend. And we just didn't want to follow trends. We wanted to make our own one. And I think our sound is like a mix of a lot of different styles, which makes it kind of unique.
Yeah, the sound on the single itself, as I was listening to it, and I played it a couple times, it's super unique. It's definitely like an original sound, definitely unique. I love it. I'm curious when I'm curious when you guys will release the album. Like, is the album follow along with this, or is it a kind of a mix of a lot of different stuff?
I would say it's a mix of a lot of different stuff. You know, we strive to be like more electronic. So the sound on the album is we have incorporated more synthesizers. So we with the singles that we are releasing towards the album, we strive for just like keeping on a red thread, but slowly making it up towards a more synthy feel, like more retro pop, you know.
Nice.
Easing people into it a little bit, so it's not just a shock, like, where did my band go? Like,
right.
I told you about this, you saw this coming.
So with this new album, is this completely different than the things you've used to work on, or things you play live? I mean, is it a really different feel for some of your fans, or is this something that's going to be like, well, yeah, that's their stuff?
I would say that it's a lot different. The EP that we released, of course, it had a few synthesizers in it as well. A few, like 2 songs were driven by synthesizers, but we still kept on with the like indie rock, punk rock, Britpop feel, you know. And with this album, we've gone more to the retro pop, more to the catchiness and the pop feel. So a few people might think that, whoa, what happened? But I think for us that it's the right step
It's
to
the direction
take.
you're wanting to go.
Yeah.
Nice,
Of course.
nice.
But,
Well,
but
it's
like
that,
the foundation is like the same. Like
Yeah.
we have the drums, we have the guitar, we have the
Right.
bass, like the
you
rock
have all
elements,
the
but then-
organic instruments there.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then we just
everything is
pile a
organic.
bunch of things on top of it to
Yeah.
make the sound
Yeah.
that we wanted. So like if you go down to like the groundwork, you can still recognize like our original sound.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we with the electronic indie pop, most of the times I feel like you can hear that these instruments, it's not the analog feel, you know.
Correct.
A lot of people record the synthesizers straight from your DAW, and like I me as a producer, I can't feel that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really important for us to do everything analog, everything like real instruments.
I'm old school. I'm like, I mean, I'm plug and play. I'm not one of these like, and I have every sound thing you can have software wise. I'm not one that can sit here and just produce something. And I do a little bit of music, but I'm not by no means am I even on the level of even somebody putting me in front of an audience. But I play around with a lot, and I play around with a lot of the different DAWs, and I don't like. I have a hard learning curve because I don't like the software side of things. I like the tangible feel of an instrument, and I like to be able to plug in, even with synthesizers. A lot of my friends they get into all the electronic and the software, and I'd rather go to a studio where I can plug and play with synthesizers and adjust knobs and twist switches. And I think that's where, to me, that's where like the heart of music for me is. Like I want to hear the bass, I want to hear the drums, I want to hear the guitar, I want to hear the singer. And I want all the organic sound of an instrument and unique instruments, but I know that we've gone to a trend in the world with the EDM and with all the electronic, and you got to have that to stay on top. You know, you really kind of got to integrate your band, no matter whether you play strictly punk or heavy metal or whatever it may be. You've got to still integrate and keep up with the times by having a little bit of electronic of some sort, even if it's just minor.
Yeah,
of course.
And the electronic part of things, like sure, I could get a big amp to just bring to every show, but I use this small little thing. Just plug into
and you could be changing pedals out even, you know, to change sounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the same as Hampus is saying, switching an amp to an amp sim. Like I have this like really big pedal board. I have this old school AC30, but I might as well just use this, which has like effects. It has all the amps that I need, you know.
Yep.
So it all depends on like different venues and like where. Where we
like if
play.
If we play a large show at like a festival, of course you want to bring some equipment so the stage is not empty. It's a visual thing. But if you play a small club,
some of it's more of a visual. Yeah,
we played a gig in Stockholm. Like I couldn't move at that gig.
Just so much stuff.
Yeah, so much stuff, and then the roof was like here. So I jumped once and I just went, ow!
Hit your head.
Yeah, so it depends on the kind of venue you're playing. Like, you have to adapt.
Yeah, I know there's like, because I used to tour around. I used to help set up for bands and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of gig work. And one of my mom's, a guy she was dating, he was a bass player. Strangely, he was a bass player. And they went around, they did blues. They mainly played blues. And he'd play some of these little hole-in-the-wall venues, these little tiny bars. And I mean, they give them like a corner. I mean, they literally give them like, this is where you got to put your drums, and all your musicians are going to sit in this corner. And I mean, it's not even 5x5 space, and you've got amps, you've got drums, you've got the harmonica guy. And I was just like, how are we setting this up, guys? And like you said, I mean, there's some places like the roofs are low. You're not even sure if the building code is up to code. Like, just not really a safe venue, but you're there, you know, but you're there to entertain. And so what is, with the changes in the new sound a little bit, adding some of the new electronic stuff like we've discussed, what are some on-stage presence things that you guys are having to change now? Like, as far as if it wasn't dealing with COVID right now and you had to go on stage right now, in order to bring some of the new hits with you, do you have to bring some of the electronic different stuff to bring that sound to the stage?
Yeah.
That's like the main thing that we're discussing right now, how we want to put together our light set. Whether it's we're going to incorporate more lights, going to incorporate more synthesizers, rearrange the songs. It's like it's a long like progress to figure out. Of course, it's easier to play a show with where you have like 2 guitars, 1 bass, and a drum kit. So that's definitely a work in progress for us right now.
Yeah.
So
Now, who on stage? Who would handle, like, would you have a set DJ? Do you handle all the electronic stuff? Is the percussion guy handle that? How does that work amongst you guys?
I think that like mostly we all work together. We all have our separate instruments. So it's just like we have to plan out with who plays what. If Sebastian that plays synthesizer in the band, he has 2 synthesizers on stage, and then we have Ludwig that plays lead guitar, and he also has a synthesizer. So it's like who plays what.
It depends on what song and what you're bringing out. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
And we also talked about that we like to do as much as possible live.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a feeling, but sometimes you have to adapt until what's possible, because we're only 5 full-time members.
Right.
We only have that many hands. And
yeah.
I can't play synth bass and regular bass at the same time. I can't do that.
Now, do you guys have a studio that you have to lease time to record, or do you guys have a studio you play and you record in yourselves?
Well, we have a rehearsal space that we of course rent.
Yeah.
And then for future stuff we can record. I'm currently a student. I'm studying music production. So right now we can be in the school's studios.
So you can utilize some of that. Awesome.
Yeah. So we have it pretty much going for us there.
Hopefully with a lot of success, eventually you guys can just kind of build yourselves a studio then.
Yeah.
No, but like the production parts, for the production part, Sweden is a pretty good place to be. There's a lot of music producers.
Right.
Gig-wise, not that much. If you ask me, the market is kind of oversaturated. Too many bands, not enough places to play, and it's even worse now when COVID, places are shutting down.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
and it's like that here. I mean, just to give you guys an idea, here in the States, it's first off, it's crazy here anyhow, because we have a stupid election going on. So we have, President Trump and this other guy, some other old guy, and they're arguing over who's going to take over and be the president of our country. So in the middle of all that, we get the pandemic on top of that. And so now we have this election going on, and then we have the crazy pandemic, and each state is doing its own thing here. So I can go from where I'm at right now in Tulsa, I can drive across the line to another state, and that state may be in full lockdown, whereas right here in Oklahoma, we're not. All we got to wear is a mask. Everybody else is in full lockdown. So business as usual right here, I can cross the state line into the next state over in Colorado or something, and it's complete lockdown. Businesses are shut down. You can't go outside at certain hours, the whole 9. And then you go to the next state as you pass through there, and you end up right back into an area that's maybe partial shutdown. So the concerts here are out. There's no concerts going on. There's no, even in our state where we're not locked down, they're still not doing concerts. Some of the bigger venues, it's really affected. There's a lot of comedy clubs here. A lot of the comedy clubs, they're out of business. They literally have gone under because they can't produce any performance for audience. Nobody will show up.
You can't
pay rent, can't pay the lease. So it's interesting here in the States. And while I know a lot of musicians have just kind of stepped back and stepped into the studio, and a lot of musicians have just said, well, this is a good time. I've been going for 40 years plus playing music. It's time for me to have a break. So cool, I'll take a break. A lot of them are doing that, but you have a lot of the up and coming bands like you guys that, you're energetic and you're wanting to go and you're wanting to feel the crowd and you're wanting to go play, and you've got new stuff you want to release, and unfortunately you're kind of restricted right now with the COVID thing. That's got to be hard. I mean, that's got to be hard.
Because when you release something, you want to go out and get out there and play. Like, you want to market your product, and
exactly.
You can't really do that.
Yeah.
Because we are a live band. Of course, we have recorded a great single, we recorded a amazing album, but our music is best heard live.
Yeah,
With
and a lot of musicians, there's some that are good in the studio and there's some that are just good live, and they're always you can record an album and you're really just a better band live. Some bands, you know, and so you want, you know, some bands just really want to go live. Some people just really enjoy that show. And I think if you're a real musician, like you guys seem like you get it, like you want to be on the stage. And to me, to be a real musician, you really got to go through that journey. You've got to be on stage. You've got to go tour. You've got to see how things are working out there, right?
Yeah. And I think like one side of it all, it's like you guys are saying, like we really want to get out there, and our music is best heard live. But at the same time, this period of time gives us time to work on our live set. Like I said, it's a work in progress to make everything work. And when we get out there, we want to be able to give the audience the best possible show. So for us right now, I would say it's a great time to just focus on putting together the live set, to be ready.
Take the time to hone your skills and just keep practicing.
Yeah.
See where you can make things even better and improve the band, huh?
Exactly, like at a minimalistic level.
Yeah, very cool.
Fix every hole, you know.
Excellent. It also gives you time to, you know, even now, like you said, you can work on things that you know you got to work on and look at, but you also could take this time to really kind of like almost venture into new avenues of your music, kind of, I guess, be more creative into other avenues that maybe you at first or live you didn't want to do, but now you have an opportunity to feel it out and say, yeah, guys, this might sound good, or, you know, hey guys, this sucks, but let's try it, you know? So a good opportunity for creative, I guess, too.
Yeah, of course.
That's true, because like when we had the tour coming up, like, and someone said, hey, I got this new idea. It's like, we don't have time. We have a tour coming up, like, come on. But now it's like, sure.
Yeah, let's get together tonight. Let's jam it out and see if it works.
Yeah.
So
it's restriction, but it also comes with other types of freedoms that we didn't have before.
Yeah, I guess it can really help you be more creative right now. You know, it really sucks. And so we were talking a little bit before Hampus, we were talking before we got on here. So that where you guys are at, there's no real lockdown. You just can't play in big venues at all.
No.
Yeah, well, there's a 50 people limit, but no one books a band and pays them.
That's what I was going to say. You just won't get the revenue out of 50 people.
No, you won't.
Make it worthwhile.
And that's a business aspect. And we could easily, maybe between 150, 200 people, if we try to put
that's a
together.
Huge pay loss when you're a band.
Yeah, and so if we can't bring that, no one wants to book us and pay us the money that we think we're worth.
Right.
And maybe we could, for fun, do a small gig in Gothenburg where we're based. But if we have to travel, someone has to pay for that.
Oh, of course. And to promote your band, I mean, that's when you're going to do a free gig or you're going to do some kind of a charity type thing. Yeah, that's great on a promotional level, or like you said, even in your hometown. But it takes money. You know, that's what a lot of people forget about musicians and people that are entertainers is it costs money to travel. It costs money for people to go do things and entertain audiences.
Yeah.
And even like studio work, it takes money for even if you have access to the tools to use the studio, it still takes your time, which is money.
Of course.
You need a sound engineer and everything. So.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, it's part of the struggle, you know. From the beginning of rock music, people haven't gotten paid as musicians until one day that they do. And where we're at right now, I think that, you know, it's just part of the struggle. You need to pay up and shut up, and then you can.
Right.
If you're lucky, you might get a chance to be able to live by playing music. But of course, as Hampus is saying, if we have to travel somewhere far away, and you know the payout is $100, and the cost of driving there is $5,000. You know, it's not fun. But
right. if it's something that's going to give you a good enough promotion, it may be worth taking a loss. But at the end of the day, no, it's not worth it. At some point, you got to make a business decision out of it instead of just a personal, like, we're just going to go play.
Yeah, everything for me depends on the gig and the opportunity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like be so excited to from where we're at go far up north to play for 50 people and not getting paid. That just doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
But you know, if it was a gig far up north and it was 500 people and we were paid a little bit, yeah, we would still lose money from it, but it would probably be a good opportunity and a fun gig.
Right. Yeah. Well, you get more coverage and more exposure that way.
Yeah, of course.
I know. Like my mom's her boyfriend, she was dating there for a while. Is he was I think they did like $150 to $300 gigs depending on the venue. And I always was like, how do you guys? I mean, you're 5 guys. I think he had 4 guys for a while there, so it's like 4 guys in a band splitting $300, and most of them were traveling pretty far to meet up just to be there. And I was like, how are you guys making $300 work and keeping this band moving? And he's like, you know, it's not about the money. It's about, you know, we really love the music. We love the people that show up, and that's what it's about. And I never really understood that, you know, that like, you're really going to go play even though you know you ain't got the money to even be there, and you're not getting paid the money that's going to reimburse you even for anything but gas, you know. And
exactly.
And I guess it's really the love. It's really the love for the music.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. Sorry.
Yeah, you can compare it to a tour. We didn't make money on the tour.
Right.
We spent money to go on tour, but it was an amazing experience. I loved it, every second of it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone starts playing music and are expecting to make a hefty lot of money from the beginning. We just love playing. That's why we do it.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to get off here. I appreciate you reaching out. I'm going to get this single. If you're okay with it, I'm going to link this. I'm going to get all this audio up, and I'm going to go ahead and link it and get a link to this on the, I have it pulled up on Spotify, so I'll have the link to Spotify for the audience. And if I can get a little bit of the audio, I'll kind of clip a piece of audio in there. And, but I encourage my listeners definitely to check you guys out. I'm going to try to play this. I'm going to get this on all my platforms here in the States. And I'm also going to promote it a little bit on our YouTube and a couple other places. So I like the sound. I like the feel of it. I think it's pretty cool. I really think that I know a lot of my friends would dig it. A lot of my friends I grew up with that were into kind of some punk, kind of different alternative type stuff. I think they're going to dig it. So I'm going to put it out there today when I get that's all uploaded and handled out. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, and I'm going to try to get you guys some listeners over here too.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It would be amazing.
We really appreciate it.
Keep me updated. What I'm interested in is keep me updated on the album release, because I am interested to hear some more. You've got me hooked is what it is. You got me hooked on the single already. So your tactic is working. So I'm hooked on the single. So let me know when you get the album released. If you guys ever need anything, you have any band updates, any tour dates, anything coming up that you want to just hit me up, you can either message me like you did on Instagram, or you guys can reach directly out to me at the show. And anytime I'll have you guys back on the show. Anytime you want to come on, you got a new release, new song, new album, let me know. We'll get you back on here.
Cool. Sure, man.
All right. Amazing. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. You guys have a great day.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Yep, later.